Hey guys, so I just got out of the shower, so my hair is just pulled up because I don't like it to be all down because then it gets dry and frizzy. But anyway, I'm doing my middle school advice video and I have everything written down right here. But I just have like, I don't know what they're called, like side notes, I guess. Gosh, there's a word for them, but I don't know. But I just have them written down and I'll just kind of expand on them, so I'll read it off, expand. Okay, so first, I have lockers written down because lockers, I love lockers. So in my school, there's like 3 different kinds of lockers, and I had all 3. Oh no, there's 4 different kinds of 5. There's 5 different kinds of lockers, but I had 3 different ones. Some people had all the same ones, but whatever. I'm not going to get into that because I just confused you now. Most schools all have the same lockers, but my school has so many different additions on that we had different lockers. Okay, so let me just get started. So people, and like, I know I was one of those people that I was like, oh my gosh, I will never get my locker open. Like, it just won't happen. But locker opening came so easy to me. But I know my sister struggled with it. Like, it's not as easy. Like, it came easy to me, but I can understand that it's not as easy as you think. Because they go right, left, right, I think. And then the combinations, like all my combinations have been pretty much the same. Like my one in 7th grade, I know all the numbers ended in 1. So I just had to remember which order like the first numbers were in. And then my 6th grade, it ended in 5, 0, and 3. I just know what it ended in. I don't know. I can't remember what it started in. The 8th grade was the year that just passed, and I don't even remember what that one is. But, and then remembering your locker, just doing it every day in school with having your little like note with you, you'll learn it within the first 2 weeks of school. Like it'll be easy because you already learned it. Yeah, what else do I have down? So decorating your locker is like one of the things that I really like to do because it's like your home. So like middle school is like a jungle. Like there's all different ages, heights, like people like, oh my gosh, when you saw them in middle school, they were like this short. Then you see them in, elementary school, and then you see them in middle school, they have like a full-on man beard and whatever. Boy beard, I guess. I don't know. But so having a locker is just like your home, so you can personalize it. I know my locker, I had lots of magnets in there, pictures of when I was little, current pictures, movie tickets. I love to keep movie tickets. I have like about 7, which that doesn't sound like a lot, but I have like 7 that I've kept from like way back when. And then I frame some of them and make little collages, and it's just really fun to decorate your locker. Don't share your locker combination. I know that everyone's going to tell you this, and you might want to, but don't. Because what if you and that person that you share it with aren't friends anymore? That person could put something in your locker and you could get blamed for it if it's like something you're not supposed to have in school, but I don't really want to get into that. But just don't share it. And also there's lockers at my school where you just like open it and it'll just open. Like the combination is just set on the last number and it'll just open. You want to twist that, and you want to know your combination, because if someone goes along and twists that locker and you don't know the combination, well, that sucks now, doesn't it? Because then you have to ask the teacher in the middle of the school year, because that's happened in my class last year, not with me, but this kid, yeah, just whatever. And then don't switch lockers, because it's just going to get a mess. Because 2 kids switch lockers so that they could be next to their friends or whatever. And then you have to ask the teacher for your locker. They're going to give you the locker combination to your other locker. They're going to get mad because you switched their locker. And then if your locker doesn't lock or has any sort of problems, tell your teacher, because chances are your teacher should have like 3 or 5, like 3 to 5 extra lockers that you can like switch if anything happens to your locker. I know my friend went through about 17 lockers in her 8th grade year because everyone got jammed. And it's not an exaggeration, just she was put with the lockers that always got jammed, or just she's atrocious. Okay, so I'm going to go into 6th grade. So 6th grade is your first year of middle school, and you are probably like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get lost, I'm going to get beat up, there's going to be like drugs and whatever. Okay, so there's not that many, I'm not going to lie, there's not that many drugs in middle school. I mean, if there are, teachers handle it. I know 2 kids that got expelled from my school for having drugs, which is really bad. But, they got expelled for the rest of the year, and they had to be homeschooled, which they thought was great, but it obviously isn't that great. So, and also, you think that you're going to get lost. Chances are all your classes stay together except for like specials and gym. They chances are aren't going to be together. But you're going to stay with like at least 10 kids the whole day. That's going to be in like your immediate class. Like I know in 7th grade my class split up, so I went from a 30 kid class to like 15 and then back to 30. Because like just there were too many kids for one literacy class, so there had to be 2 literacy classes. But I don't know why they had math and social studies or science, but whatever. Also, don't be nervous. I know it's easier said than done, but just don't be nervous because it's fun. You won't get beat up, okay? There's maybe 1-2 fights in my whole 3 years of middle school. So I know that that could change for other people and it's like different. But just don't be nervous because chances are you're going to have fun. You're going to have at least one friend in your class. You're going to make new friends because I know in my middle school there were actually a lot of kids that came in from private school to middle school that year because their private school didn't have a middle school or something weird like that. But yeah, it's just, yeah. Okay, now so for everything, like for all the grades, study, learn, and actually care about your grades because middle school can be the best time or the worst time depending on your grades. So I know I get good grades. It's just sometimes I don't feel like studying and a test will bring down your grade like a lot. And tests in elementary school are just like vocab tests or like adding and subtracting, but you learn like multiplying and division, and that really comes into play in mostly your 7th and 8th grade year because of you're going to have like exponents and other things that I just don't know about or can't remember or whatever. Okay, so then for 7th grade is actually your half point year-wise in school. So you're 13 and it's like your half point, whatever. If you like calculate it, it's like you're halfway in between school year. So you actually learn the most in 7th grade, I think, but I also haven't gone into high school. But I know that you definitely learn the most you've ever had to in 7th grade because it has to prepare you for 8th grade because you may be going into algebra. I didn't. I'm taking algebra in high school. But you just learn the most. Like, it's honestly a critical time, and you really need to pay attention in 7th grade. Because a lot of the things you learn in 7th grade, 8th grade is a repeat of all of your years, basically. I mean, you may learn some stuff, like I had pre-algebra, so I do learn some algebra stuff, but I learned a lot of algebra stuff in 7th grade. So it's just, yeah, so 8th grade is like a repeat year. I loved 8th grade. 8th grade was my all-time best year. I do suggest taking pictures. Like pictures, oh my gosh, I love pictures. I have so many pictures around my room, but of course, you can't see any because they're mostly on my little bulletin board. Okay, so lastly, I'm going to cover gym. So I know my sister was really freaked out, along with me. I was really freaked out with gym because gym is like the first year you have to change. I don't know if it's for your school, but you have to change. So that can be scary, I'm not gonna lie. It can be scary, like different and like uncomfortable. I suggest wearing a tank top because I prefer wearing tank tops. I'm actually not wearing one right now. I'm just wearing a bra underneath of this, but that's like I've changed. But I suggest wearing a tank top. It helps you like cover up more, if you understand what I'm saying, and just feel more comfortable in the locker room. And also gym lockers, I only used mine when I wore Uggs, and I like to lock my Uggs up and my phone in my gym locker, but mostly I didn't really use it because I would, so like ours are like these little like U-shaped things, and I was always in the last U-shaped things with all the kids that weren't really my friends, and then all my friends were in one, but I was like the one that had like all these kids that I didn't know. So I had to, so I just like moved in with my friends. But I remember in 6th grade it was really horrible because I'll like, if you guys want me to make a separate video on what cross grade is, I will, but I was in cross grade and I had a gym class with 6th and 7th graders, and the 7th graders knew like everything, and like it was just like I was in with all like the 7th graders, and like I didn't like know any of them because I was just a 6th grader. I didn't really remember them from elementary school, because in elementary school it's really just like you stay with your classes. I mean, you can have friends at recess, but you stay with your classes. Yeah, so that was my middle school advice video. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. And I'm going to do a question and answer video, and if you want to know what cross grade is, you can go ahead and leave that below. And don't forget to subscribe, and thank you so much for 100+ subscribers. So I will talk to you later. Bye.